Et salut les amis, et bienvenue les amis pour la suite de Ace Ventura, détective animalier fils. En mettant hop les choses proprement, comme on dit dans le milieu, appuie sur une touche. Voilà les amis, va bien là. Très bon jeu, très honnêtement, j'ai bien kiffé. Ce système c'est sympa, franchement c'est un peu galère à prendre en main au début quand t'as pas l'habitude bien sûr. Mais après ça reste quand même honnêtement du plaisir, vraiment du plaisir à jouer. Ça c'est sûr. Alors c'est parti les amis, let's go to begin. Pouchin sont dans un et تفوح avec le bop صابع. Et là je t'ai fait le petit test vocal bien sûr, si tout va bien. Tout va bien fils. Let's go. Et bien sûr. Alors, tu sais pas tout. Ça. Épingler la preuve. Épingler la preuve. C'est.
You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
Oh,
And I
sur la
envy
tête.
you. You can ignore any person you're bored with. You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Well, I'm flattered.
Voilà. Oh. عليك اللي باب صابين اللي
Another one. There must be something important.
Ouais mais c'est là qu'il faut aller hein. Tu fous de ma gueule. Porte se referme sur une silhouette féminine. Cette porte se situe quelque part à l'étage.
Behind it, I can feel
Ah, large miroir, c'est là?
Another one. There must be something important. Behind it, I can feel
Ah,
it.
non, 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 non. Ah bah c'est là normalement. C'est pas immense. Ce n'est pas immense chez toi, donc casse pas les couilles. Il y a un truc à faire. Zoom. Ouais.
Another one. There must be something important. Behind it, I can
It's
feel it.
important, man. Let's get Je pense un petit peu du Assassin's Creed quand même, tu vois. C'est un petit peu en scred là, tu vois. Par contre, c'est là, hein.
Another one. There must be.
Tu vas me dire que j'ai pas le. J'arrive pas à savoir c'est quoi ce bordel. Ça là.
Something important. Behind it, I can feel it.
C'est là, non? Qu'est-ce que c'est ce délire? Ah, putain. Avec le bord de ça.
I had a
Savez.
surprise for my mother.
Ok.
Another one. There must be. Something important behind it. I can.
Ah. Il faut laisser le truc allumé en fait.
You had a shovel with you, John.
Le
I was
bâtard.
holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away.
Ok. La vision de l'Eagles.
For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs.
Ok.
I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Mais quel est ce noise?
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed.
Il est en train de la ken.
He said she had broken
La
the vase.
ken.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it.
Ah, look at the pop.
Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Alors. Tu veux make me a nose? Alors, au cours de ces derniers mois, j'ai demandé à Hleg le Bob bien de quelqu'un. Ok. Oui. What the fuck did you do, man? What the fuck did you do, man?
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper.
Il est deaf.
I can't recall
Death
anything
War.
except the deep feeling of loss.
Oh.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom.
J'ai peur que c'est de la merde, fond, c'est normal.
There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom. No labels. I doubt it ever had one.
Tu m'as l'air de sentir le phallus sale.
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench.
Ah,
And
ah, voilà
here
la
is the
résine.
reason.
Tu m'as l'air de sentir le...
Straps on the bed. Just
Ah,
doesn't look right.
ça pratiquait le SM là-dedans. SM. Ah,
Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water administered
à
daily.
l'envers, c'est marrant.
Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
Children? Tu aimes bien être un children? Oh. Oh, mon doux ciguet. Ah. En fait, ça c'est des trucs, c'est pour quand on va faire la vision de l'Eagles, là. Il faut le lire en fait. Sinon, ça va sentir le paix froid.
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
Ah bon?
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
Je sais pas. Oh, cette merde.
Look what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move?
De globe. Une partie entamée jadis. Tu jadis? Je jadis. Je jadis.
This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868.
Tu jadis? Je jadis.
This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869.
Jadis. Merci.
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all.
Trop cher la date. Beaucoup trop cher. Tu m'as l'air de sentir le malus. Ah, qu'est-ce qu'il y a d'autre à regarder dans cette pièce de Hagelbop?
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island.
Ok. Tu m'as l'air de sentir le Hagelbop. Ah.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
Contondant.
Brings back some memories.
Matin chaotique. Tu es Erwan chaotique? Ok. Bon, il y a des merdes là. Je dis. Franchement, j'ai pas envie. Les échecs, c'est pas mon délire. Tu m'as l'air de sentir le P froid. Alors. Trois. Ah, attends. 2. Bien. Maintenir déplacé, maintenir lié. Ah, c'est pas les couilles. Oh, un base de champignons hallucinogènes. Vas-y, fais chier avec ces insectes tout pourris.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave anytime you want. Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the Black King with the rook.
Ok. Ce n'était que ça, finalement. Alors attends, un truc chaotique.
Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down. The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained.
Starfula.
We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
Ah, tu vois, il y a ce fameux truc de merde.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry.
On va essayer de la calmer, ok?
Concentrate.
Voilà. Calmer.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ouais, ouais, ouais.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died. My mother, she was not just ill, but had. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened.
Every time you... I just don't...
But
Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
It cannot wait. Let us find another door and finally learn the truth.
That's pointless, Sherry. To date, you have had no control over the return of these memories. It is all triggered by your work elsewhere on Cordona. You must accept that this will have to wait. Are you all right?
Oh bah ouais.
In the end, little has changed. My mother was still unwell, just not with tuberculosis. What I do not yet understand is why Mycroft lied about it. There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait. Did you hear that?
Yes. Metallic swords.
La gueule, quoi.
What is this sailor doing here?
Il y a des gens? Oh, il y a des gens.
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
Peinture rose.
I have no intention of visiting your exhibition. I have no interest in amateur artists.
I'm sorry, what?
You are here to invite me to your vernissage, are you not? That square-shaped something in your pocket is an invitation.
Oh, yes, sir, it is, but it is not my exhibition. I only work there, for Mr. Vogel himself. He has sent me to invite you to his gallery.
So you're not from the Mariner's Service?
So even the fact that I'm your game hasn't led you to deduce that something in my appearance must be fake? Disappointing. Mr. Vogel gives you too much credit. Here is your invitation. Mr. Vogel needs your help. I hope you won't fail him again. Farewell. You won't believe it, but Werner's other idea
La gueule.
was to put me in a dress.
En fait, lui, il fait le truc. Ok, Jean-Jacques. Alors, ça c'est le truc de la baraque et ça c'est épingle épreuve. Voilà. Vas-y, on va y aller. Tu m'as l'air de naze. pense que tu connaisses. Croisement de Bazar et Hermès dans la vieille ville. Ah ouais. Alors, Bazar. Hermès. C'est là. Ah, ah, ouh, ah, euh. Tu as envie de masse? Au hasard, RS. C'est ici. Ouais, le fils de L.
Mr. Holmes, you came. Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
It needn't be one or the other. But yes, your little riddle attracted my attention, Mr. Vogel.
I'm glad to hear it, even if only as a minor distraction before the real game begins.
So, this little game of yours, what's it about?
An enigma to solve. A locked area in the basement with no windows found brutally vandalized. I have no clue how it was possible.
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with the key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no. It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes open.
Bonjour.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance?
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me. Please take a look around if you're willing. The under gallery is through the door at the end.
I will see what I see.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry? Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
What the fuck?
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John. A handprint of the thing from another world. But it looks fresh, and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane. Sodden and mold-ridden. One presumes deliberately. Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
T'es mal pâle. C'est pas le mal, je crois. Hein.
Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache. Coal fingerprints. A Maupau. Saturn devouring his sun. Oh, grim composition.
Unflinching in its ferocity, yet somehow beautiful.
The parasites of creativity. Or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests. A simplistic attempt at provocation. Old, and hasn't been used for a long time. The left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame. Closed with a metal bolt. Footprints. Size 9.5.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Attends.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ah non, là, tu l'avais dit qu'il était là, attends.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room. But the vandalism was a cover for the theft.
On va aller voir l'autre. Notre fils de L.
The pieces are not what I expected.
What do you think my collection is about?
Extravagant paintings have been left to rot in a basement. A commentary on decay and the crumbling of society, correct?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind. That forgetting, embellishing, lying machine. Besides, what's wrong with a lie if it makes life more interesting?
What's wrong with a lie? It corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and rationally.
Men never act freely and rationally anyway. It matters not what is or isn't in the end. The only important thing is how you feel. And I simply want to feel and consume as much as I can. Don't you?
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is objective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying. Mr. Vogel, I have confirmed that the intruder was an average-sized, flexible Malpal smoker with a limp. As it happens, the vandalism was a cover. The true intent was to steal a painting without your knowledge. The fact is, one of the pieces from the Wild Room is not in the wreckage.
What? That is extraordinary.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
This thief was familiar with the gallery and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My, your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works. Alas, I'm afraid I cannot suggest a culprit.
Ah merde.
The fire was a clever attempt to hide a stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me. I found the remnants of an empty frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
Ok.
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing from his back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence, and other controversial acts that life, for better or worse, contains.
Ah, I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I believe I have enough to begin. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. Your gallery certainly has unexpected depths.
I'm delighted to have been able to please a friend. In return, I expect you to come back
La
with
dégaine
good
du
news,
perso.
or at least with a good story.
Preuve clef obtenue. Il habite quelque part dans la vieille ville, mais... Oh. Ok. Si tu as envie de NAS, j'affirme que l'artiste habite quelque part dans la vieille ville. Et je fais quoi là? La vieille ville, elle est immense, mon pote. Tu me prends pour un sac à purin?
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, I don't know the answer.
Est-ce que tu parles au PNJ? Ils s'en battent les couilles. Ah, ça c'est un bouquin. Attends, peut-être qu'un bouquin. Il habite quelque part dans la ville, il ne saurait dire où exactement. Personne n'a fait. Ah, il faut peut-être aller chercher dans les. Faut vais peut-être aller chercher dans les trucs là. Attends, peut-être là. Attends. Je sais pas ce que c'est ça. On va aller voir. Le bouquin là. Euh, euh, Là.
A fresh newspaper?
Euh...
I wish you pleasant reading.
Ok. Alors, journal. Hmm. Ouais, donc j'ai acheté ça pour rien, c'est génial. Putain, mais comment je vais le trouver lui? C'est quoi ça? Wow, je sais comment vous trouvez le bordel.
Do you know anything about this?
I would be glad to help, but I can't.
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, I don't know the answer.
Il sert à rien le mec. Euh... Ah, sinon il faut que j'aille là en fait. Attends. Tour de guet, je sais pas quoi ça sert. Euh... Attends, c'est pas ça. Je pense qu'il faut que j'aille dans les trucs de bouquins là. Regarde, c'est où déjà? Ça, c'est les trucs des condés. C'est le marché. Hôtel de ville. Ah, mais c'est Cordona. Enfin, ouais, Cordona, ok. Je pense que c'est peut-être là que ce fils de lâche se cache. Si tu as envie de test. Je pense qu'il faut faire une recherche dans le bled. Alors, la recherche dans le bled. J'ai comme l'impression que tu vois. Vieille ville. Salut. Influence. Voilà. Ok, c'est pas ça. Ouais. En connaissance. Document Lego fort. Voilà. Attention. Une période là peut-être. Merde. Quartier ville. Personne d'influence. Putain. Evil. Sujet de... Autre là. Ok, c'est pas ça. Voilà. C'est ça. Va être représentant officiel. Ça. Voilà. Voilà. Sélectionner. Ah, il est vide. Ça, donc ça. Attends, ça. C'est pas ça. Sujet. Entreprise. Non. Ah putain, le quartier casse pas les couilles. Ah putain, ça casse les couilles. Attends, quartier, les villes, registre. pas ça, tu veux dire. Oh. Ouais, c'est pas ça. Ouais, on a fait que l'artiste. Ouais, c'est pas là. C'est pas ici en fait. Ok.
I'll be right here.
Ah, mais j'en sais rien, il faut aller. Un autre il explique qu'il est une personne de flotte. Ouais, mais bon, j'ai fait les recherches, pas trop. C'est chez les keufs, peut-être. Vas-y, on va essayer chez les keufs vite fait là.
He's even been putting up posters.
Attends, c'était où chez les keufs? Archive. Les villes. Même toi. Ah, mais c'est pas là. Ça peut pas être là, c'est pas possible.
He's even been putting up posters, poor man.
Attends, mais ça c'est un truc rien à voir avec ce que je fais là. Putain, j'avais l'air d'être bien là où j'étais là, adresse. Ah ouais, adresse, c'est bien là.
Stop the presses. Who is Cordona's handsome stranger? Or nosebagger spurns local
What's gonna
life?
fuck around?
Wait, no. Foppish foreigner hides dark past. Oh, you've made quite the impression already, Mr. Holmes. You care to tell your side of the story?
I'm quite certain I have no idea as to what you refer, and I am further certain I have no interest in indulging your gossip.
Gossip? The truth will come out, but will only be heard if told well. Scandal, daring-do, romance. These are the tools of every good journalist. Nothing travels faster or lasts longer than a great story. Young man, your tale will be told with or without you. My readers demand it.
You already knew my name and seem aware of my dealings in Cordona. I presume this newspaper is your little endeavor?
Yasmin Sertel, editor-in-chief of the Cordona Chronicle. Advocate of the free press, voice of the people, scourge of the silk stocking.
Charmed, I'm sure. As an advocate of the free press, I trust you'll permit me to consult your archives? There are gaps in my knowledge of Cordona.
Oh, so my work does have merit. Well, I think we can strike a bargain.
Ah, c'était là.
I shall provide you access, and you let me keep writing about your exploits.
So be it.
Brooding bachelor builds bridges. Now that's character development.
I guess I owe you my gratitude.
What can I say? I've always enjoyed working with the Holmes. They whisper such interesting things.
À planter aussi. Hein. Alors, sont tes archives Gangsta Love.
I'll be right here.
I'll be right here.
May I ask you something?
I would be glad to help, but I don't have any answers.
Ok, cool. Alors, quartier, vieille ville. pas de célébrité peut-être? Ah voilà. Putain, tu vois, c'était là en fait. Parce que c'est fin quand même comme jeu. الحلق الباب الصاب البوبش. J'ai envie de nas.
Mr. Holmes, I have something for you.
Jola?
Mr. Holmes, I see what you're up to. Mysterious stranger pursues betrothed woman. But please, let us keep things professional. I have in my possession an envelope containing details of a special assignment for you. Tell me, are you interested?
Ouais, vas-y.
I believe I am, but to be very clear, Miss Sertle, my interest extends to the message and not the messenger.
So he claims he's not a gal sneaker, seducing women everywhere he goes. Perhaps the truth is even more scandalous?
Please spare me the speculation and return to the matter at hand.
A gang of smugglers, the Eels, have Cordona in their clammy grip. The British Empire can abide it no longer. Mycroft insists they be disbanded. But this organization only falls with the capture of their odious leader, Friedrich Panzer. And note well, I did say capture, not kill. Inside your envelope is a map marked with the Eels' warehouses. But alas, we do not know in which Friedrich Panzer resides.
So even Mycroft has his limits.
Indeed. You must be sure to identify the correct warehouse before entering. Because once one is compromised, the other's occupants will scatter. Here are all the files, and feel free to use the archive too. Again, do not enter the wrong location, nor see any harm done to Friedrich Panzer.
Miss Sertle, if you're quite done with the redundant instructions, I shall get to work.
Well, that's perfect. Tortured hero lashes out after rejected romance. Tomorrow's edition will be a sensation.
Ok, va te casser les couilles. Alors, on va aller chercher l'autre. Alors, on fait comment pour choper lui? Alors, vous le trouverez à l'adresse Hermès Avenue entre Scarlett et Olive. Entre Scarlett. Voilà. Et Olive. Scarlett ici. Scarlett. Entre Scarlett et Olive. Scarlett, c'est là. Ah putain. Toujours de boutons ça, merde. Scarlett et Olive, c'est là. Merde, j'ai pas fait un... J'ai fait de la merde. Tu as envie de Nash. Ah, alors je trouve entre Scarlett. Oui, donc c'est là-bas. Tu as envie de Nash. Là c'est. حلق لا ولا بابا. Ah, Youssef is the L. C'est à gauche. Là. Scarlett et Olive. Chemise de dev. Épinglé. Ça. Trouveras l'adresse Hermès Avenue. Ah, Hermès Avenue. Entre Scar et Toulouse. Ok, Hermès Avenue. Entre Scar et Toulouse. C'est là, là. حلق الباب صابي لك هاي الغراش Tu vas de là?
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
Greetings, ma'am. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
I wish to buy a painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he it?
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entry is for residents only. If you aren't a resident, please leave, or I shall report you to the police.
Vas-y, détends-toi, je trouve. Je suis un peu trop pâle et soigné pour me faire passer pour l'artiste bohème. Ça veut dire faut que j'aille dans un magasin à la con. Ok. Alors, un magasin à la con. Ouais. Attends, non, je vais quand même laisser le point. Ouais, ouais, je ta gueule. Alors, Tu as envie de nash? Tu as pas envie de nash? Le magasin il est où? Merde. Il est juste là. تفوحلك.
Nice affordable clothes. Step right. Let's pick some.
Ah.
Don't leave. Take...
Je suis juste un peu trop pâle et soigné pour me faire passer pour l'artiste.
Look. Let's pick something.
Ta gueule. Alors attends. Ah. Oh la gueule. La gueule.
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
Attends, vas-y.
Let's pick something that suits you.
Je vais changer là.
A good choice.
A good choice. A good choice. Seems gonna fuck around. Ah, c'est là, tu vois. Indeed.
No visitors allowed. No visitors allowed.
Ouais, tu casses les couilles là.
No visitors. Allowed.
Putain, ils sont sérieux là encore. Faut que je retourne voir l'autre gag. Putain, j'ai acheté ça pour Well.
Come, welcome. Let's pick something that suits you.
Style.
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
C'est ça. Je fais au hasard, je m'en bats les couilles.
No visitors.
Ah putain, me nique ta mère.
Allowed.
Putain, faut que je m'habille comme l'autre blaireau en fait. Comme lui là. Putain. Je suis habillé comme lui là. Ah, je pense que c'est ça, il faut que je m'habille comme l'autre blaireau.
Nice affordable. Let's pick something that suits you.
Voilà. Je crois qu'il aime bien le mec. Autre jour. Duvet d'artiste. Ah, c'est ça qu'il faut en fait soirée.
A good choice.
Ah,
Good choice indeed.
j'ai la gueule de la devier. C'est que ça. Tu as envie de nage? J'ai la même gueule que la de ce gaga.
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah. Old age does terrible
Ça
things
coûtait
to
un bras
one's
pour rien.
sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake. How many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago, and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very soon.
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
Crowd. Crowd. Merde. C'est laser.
The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called expressionism.
Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days. The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags. A normal kitchen knife. Could be the murder weapon. The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon? The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. The chest has been searched.
Mais quelle bande de fistrelles.
Red skin, tails on the back, reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting.
Don't look at me like that, Sherry. I will not touch that dirty floor.
Oh, le fou. Oh, le fou. Tu veux match?
Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon? The blood has dried. I wonder where he got that fancy camera. Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching.
Oh.
It appears the wine was truly awful.
C'est abject. Ah, c'est l'heure de faire le craou. Alors. Ah, craou. What?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Attends. Lui, je peux pas le changer, donc ok. Ouais, je verrais plus comme ça.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ouais, je le verrais bien là. Après, il fait ça. Ah non, lui, c'est lui qui prend le couteau.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
Ok. Le meurtre de Mercurio n'était pas le but du voleur. Ah, c'est je sais pas, c'est chelou, hein. Ah, ça c'est le dossier machin. Ah, ça c'est les autres trucs, ça. Ok. Ça c'est les affaires à côté, ok. Aucun choix de se défendre, il s'est avéré que la seule arme que je trouvais à portée était un couteau de cuisine. On fait un pas de côté pour saisir le tableau. Mais quelle raison Mercurio a-t-il pu un tableau plein milieu d'une lutte?
It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Je vais effacer les taches de sang sur le tableau à l'aide d'une solution chimique. Il s'agit d'une nature morte représentant la chambre de Mercurio. Ah ouais, ok. C'est génial.
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John? If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John? If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here. Nothing behind it.
Voilà.
Nothing behind it. Nothing behind it.
What? Rigole, quoi.
Nothing behind it.
Ouais, mais je peux pas y aller.
Nothing behind it.
Il y a rien derrière.
Nothing behind it.
Ouais. Ok. attendez. Alors. C'est bizarre parce que là on a un truc là. Je vois pourquoi.
Nothing behind it.
Y'a rien là? Mais y'a rien de truc là pourtant.
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here.
Ah, il est là. Le sandalion. Sandalion.
Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
Ok. Profil de la femme enceinte par John. Profil de l'agresseur. Peut-être de retrouver l'ignoble photographie. Ok. Ok. C'est génial. Ah, j'adore. Son défunt locataire. Déjà retracé le croquis basé sur la photographie du viol que j'ai trouvé dans l'appartement de Mercurio. Ce dessin représente une femme enceinte au visage marqué de cicatrices tribales. Okay. Très bien. C'est génial.
You always take me to the best of places, Sherry.
Avec la gaule en bas.
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared.
Ah ouais, alors moi il a fallu que je me sape
And
et
I
tout.
thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Ok, j'arrive. Fish.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat. And don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
Toutes les preuves obtenues. Allez, on se casse de ce blood. De merde.
Oh, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
Ah ouais, je suis resapé. Ok. Bon. Le meurtrier de Mercurieux et le voleur de la galerie ne sont qu'une seule et même personne. Le voleur s'est rendu chez Mercurieux pour y dérober la photographie, en vain, et a tué le peintre en légitime défense. Ok. Ah, mais je fais comment pour le trouver ça? Alors je fais comment pour trouver cette go là?
Poor chap.
Ah, peut-être là.
I think I'll leave the exhibition in its current state for a while. I'll call it The Art of Vandalism.
A true artist never shows an unfinished piece.
Ah, ça c'est fait. On se casse de son bled. Alors par contre je sais pas comment faire. Du viol que j'ai trouvé dans l'appartement. Ce dessin représente une femme enceinte au visage marqué de cicatrices tribales. Merde, mais je fais quoi avec ça moi? Là il y a encore un truc hein. Ah non c'est vert, vert c'est bon. Putain, je sais pas. Alors celui-là c'est. Il y a une meuf enceinte là, ok. Ouais bon ça va être chaud là-haut. Il y a un hosto peut-être? Salle de ville. Hmm. Je sais pas, hein, franchement. Attends, hôtel de ville, est-ce que ça sert à quelque chose déjà? Faut une personne alentour. Attends, auprès des personnes alentour. Donc là, je vais revenir où j'étais.
Là, c'est ça.
May I ask for your assistance?
Your money doesn't impress me.
On s'en fout de ça.
May I ask for your assistance?
Can't say I know.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't know, but you got me curious.
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, but I never heard of this.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people?
Do you know anything about this?
Doesn't remind me of anything. Someone else can help better, sir.
Do you know anything about this?
You shouldn't have left your mansion. You won't get any answers from me.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Ouais, donc... Nikumuka.
May I ask for your assistance?
So you think if we have money, we should bow to your whims? No.
C'est ce qu'il y a marqué, hein. C'est option. Comment jouer, tu vois, il y a marqué. Se renseigner auprès des personnes alentours. Attends, sinon si je vais voir la go là.
You're acting so strange today, dear. I hope someday you'll let me inside that head of yours. You're acting so strange today, dear.
Ta gueule.
I hope someday you'll let me in.
Help me, please.
Don't be angry with me, sir, but I don't know.
Is this familiar to you?
Mr. Fancy Clothes won't find any answers here.
May I ask you something?
I cannot be of help, sir. Someone else might know better.
Time to check your who, what and what, Sherry. Who are you asking, about what and dressed as what?
Ah. Faut que je me sape.
Don't pass.
Oriental
Let's
rugs.
pick.
Don't leave. Take one more look.
Alors, bon, c'est ici.
Could you help me?
I like you, friend, but I can't help you.
Can I ask you a question?
I am sorry to disappoint you, But I don't know about that.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know what you're doing?
Whoa.
Help me, please.
I wish I could help you, mister, but I can't.
Excuse me, just one question.
I like you, friend, but I can't help you.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Fais chier, je sais pas où... Putain, je reviens là, je crois. Really good.
Could you help me?
My neighbor. I know nothing, unfortunately.
May I ask for your assistance?
I doubt I can help you.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Merhaba. Can I ask you a question?
No, I don't think I can help you.
You're acting so strange today, dear. I hope someday you'll let...
Si je me change, je ressemble pas du tout à l'autre, ça me les couilles.
Is this familiar to you?
I am sorry. That's not something I know.
Not bad.
Are you able to help me?
Interesting. But I've never heard of it.
Help me, please.
You're a funny man if you think I'll speak to you. Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know what you...
Ah, mais je sais pas moi quoi faire, on est un malade. On est aux alentours.
Excuse me, just one question.
That's new to me. There is nothing I can tell you.
Can I ask you a question?
I am sorry. That's not something I know.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
May I ask you something?
No, brother. That's out of my knowledge.
May I ask for your assistance?
We should stick together, especially in times like this. I'll tell you everything I know.
Oh yes. Putain au hasard. Et je me suis dit c'est pas ça, mais en fait je voyais pas l'autre indice. Voilà. Cicatrice présente sur le visage. Voilà. Excellent. Sous le pont de Victoria. Ok. Voilà. Alors sous le pont.
Beasts!
Beast. Tu es la beast. Voilà. Ah, biche. Tu as trouvé la biche. Tu n'es qu'un PG. Alors. C'est là.
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they...
Where do you think you're going? Speak with the chief.
Into the sea.
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
S'arrête. Prends de la coque. On travaille à l'intérieur. On va avoir l'air autoritaire. Transpire et tendu. Chaussures propres. Ah, c'est un bureaucrate, quoi. Essaie de paraître plus âgé. Un gratte-papier, dire.
The people in the crowd are shouting about a murder in the camp. Are you trying to hide it?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
If it was under control, if there was no dead body, you wouldn't be as nervous as you are. You would be sitting in your cozy dark corner of a City Hall room doing nothing as usual. Yet, you're here, trying to deal with a series of problems you never asked for.
These insults are inappropriate. You don't know what I'm doing for this camp. Even though the rest of City Hall doesn't give a bloody squat about the refugees. Maybe I didn't want to be assigned to this camp. But I'm trying to do my best for these people. If not for my work, they might not have any shelter or food even.
I apologize, Mr. Harlow. Perhaps I was prejudiced towards you, but in any case, I'm sure that you would still want this to be over as quickly as possible. The current reality is that neither you nor the police are managing things well here. You are unable to calm the crowd. You have simply never handled a situation like this before.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
Are the police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the islands, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
Ça marche avec tout ce bruit qu'on entend derrière? Ah, ouais.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees...
Mr. Harlow.
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the
Tu
papers.
lis les journaux?
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Murder! Beasts!
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even
Surveyor.
mean? In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
Police boots. Always happy. A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole. Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently. Someone bled profusely here. A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal. Clearly a left handprint here. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
Evet, şöyle sıra.
Someone was dragged against their will.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified. Back off.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
Ok.
Malpal, soaked with salt water. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. A steel dirk, sharp, a common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something? Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John. A violent death. This man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Such a mess. Let's figure it out.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell. If they find out about the passage...
Les policiers redoutent la mise en place d'un périmètre de sécurité strict autour de camp.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
Sherry, just the coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly. We have seen some dark places in Cordona, but this...
Excuse me, just one question. I'm telling you nothing. Could you help me? Don't distract me. I can't help you.
Time to check your who, what and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
Could you help me? Don't distract me. I can't help you.
Back off.
You still here?
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads. I'm busy. Don't... Do you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
These events are fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock. Our dead fella truly has had a day of misfortune.
Can I ask you a question? Don't distract me. I can't help you.
Back off. Back off.
No one deserves to end up in a place like this.
Excuse me, just one question. Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others. May I ask for your assistance? Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Could you help me? Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
I think we can find all we need here in the camp. Let's have a good look around.
Ouais, mais bon, t'es marrant, toi.
Are you able to help me? Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others. Do you know anything about this? Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Il faut faire ça, je crois. Ah, voilà.
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound. I'll use it to create a solution. I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Préparer la solution.
Thank you. This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Ah.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
Là, faut épingler pour adhérer au truc. Le truc que j'oublie à chaque fois. Merde. Si t'épingles pas le bordel.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates. It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
A single Malpal butt. Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Ah ouais. On va se casser la tête.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Il a volé par là, lui, c'est sûr.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ah, faut que tu rates bien les trucs, c'est ça.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ah, il met une savate. Il le pousse.
So we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Oh yeah.
You still here?
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clock can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
Voilà, c'est ça qu'on voulait, les gars. Le voyou est venu au camp dans l'intention d'enlever une femme. Il aurait pu la tuer, mais ce n'est pas son but. Plus qu'un vulgaire voleur, c'est aussi un ravisseur. Un homme de main qui s'occupe de diverses basses besognes. Ah, je peux le causer à la gonzesse.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Nayla, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John. By a long shot. Nayla doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
Brascia, allora, bruci. Alors, tiens. On va faire une recherche. Dans les sphères du mort, j'ai retrouvé 1500. Un fourreau conçu pour accueillir une petite lame, comme une dague ou un couteau. Rechercher dans les archives. Ah, il faut faire ça en fait. Et celui-là, c'est... Alors, ça ressemble les couilles. Donc
owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes. I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
Je vais me changer là. Oh beau gosse. Alors, truc de la police. Ah, il y a un truc là. Il y a encore des trucs, il y a encore des trucs.
Murder! Beasts!
At least some of your kind have a hat. Thank you again.
Terrible events are behind that canvas, Sherry.
Il y a quelque chose encore ici.
We have seen some dark places in Cordona, but this...
Il y a un truc là.
These events are fractured into so many pieces, but I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
What? Non, mais il y avait un truc là, c'est sûr. Si on n'est pas venu ici par hasard, il représente un rouage crucial. Pourrait m'aider à le faire tourner. Ah, il a manqué une preuve à la con que j'ai dû oublier. Moi, peut-être parler avec le gars, je sais pas. Ah. J'ai la photographie vieux. Hein. J'ai retracé un croquis basé sur la photographie du viol que j'ai trouvé dans l'appartement. L'apparence d'un homme en costume rouge avec de nombreuses queues sortant de son dos. Ok, un signe. Hein. Alors, attends, j'ai retracé le croquis. L'homme qui était autrement. Hein. John a retracé un croquis basé sur la photographie du viol que j'ai trouvé dans la... C'est un croquis. Aucune d'un signe particulier en forme de croix qu'elle a vu sur la poitrine du sévère. Exécution botanique. Pas chez les Condés qu'il faut aller, c'est peut-être là. Alors, représentant officiel. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Ok. Euh... John a retracé le croquis. Hein. Peut-être pas encore là. Pas chez les keufs. Pas ici. Hôtel de ville, ouais. Attends, j'ai fait hôtel de ville. Hein. Et oh, l'hôtel de ville, je l'ai fait. Bonjour. Alors, hôtel de Sguel. Ça, faut que je le trouve à un endroit. Voilà. Alors, représentant officiel. Britannique. Voilà. Ça fait casser les couilles, ce canard. Oh. Ouh, ça c'est les affaires, hein, je pense. A été nommé poste britannique dans la...
I'll be right.
Attends, il faut retourner peut-être. Tu m'as l'air d'avoir envie de nas.
You still here? Your problem, not mine. Go and bother someone else with this, son.
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scaladio. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
Ouais, donc c'était pas du tout là qu'il fallait, quoi. Merde.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
Ouais, c'est pas ici en fait.
Sherry, wait. You might want to settle all the matters in the camp before leaving. You probably won't be coming back here anytime soon.
Et quoi?
At least some of your kind have a hat. Thank you again.
Il me dit ça l'autre. On va faire ici. On a fait tous les trucs.
There are still matters we can settle before leaving the camp.
Mais quoi, il reste quoi? T'as craqué toi, hein?
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Y'a rien à faire ici, j'ai plus de preuves.
It's a shame we didn't learn more about that scheme the guards were talking about. The corruption in Cordona flourishes once more.
We simply don't have time for this, John. We need to proceed.
Ah, c'est ça. Oh, c'est pas les couilles, ça. Alors, littéralement, quoi. Alors là, on va chez les keufs, parce que c'est où il y a les cadavres. Là, on fait ça. Réglé. Alors, victime. Bonne. Ah, c'est contrebande le crime. Ah. Casser les couilles. Eh. Les cadavres chez les condés. Tu as envie de nas? Oh yeah. Tu nas? Oh yeah. Alors. Le propriétaire entreprise d'un siège au sud-est de... sur Bazar. Alors, il est ce clochard au sud-est. La carte sud-est, c'est là. Alors, Bazar, c'est où ce Bazar? Bazar, c'est là. Tu as envie de nas. On va mettre un point là. C'est Bazar, roman. Bazar. C'est casino. Ah, roman, c'est exactement où j'ai vu le point. Tu m'as l'air d'avoir envie de nas. Je suis pas à côté. Ah, le bobo. Le bobo, le bobo. Le bobo, le bobo, le bobo, le bobo, le bobo. Attention, je passe. Les bobs. Tu m'as l'air de sentir le péfroid. Alors, c'est là. Et c'est là. Alors, c'est quoi qu'on cherche déjà? Bernadotti. Là, oui, je suis. Tu as envie de nage?
It seems they're not expecting guests.
I won't wait for an invitation, John.
So what's the infiltration plan, Sherry? I'd go in through the rooftop if we had a harpoon gun.
T'inquiète, fils.
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
They're refugees from the camp.
That's our way in, Sherry.
Hey, yo. This is private property. You lost something.
I'm here to discuss business with Mr. Bernadotti. I tried the front door, but...
Mr. Bernadotti isn't seeing anyone. You have 3 seconds to walk away or you'll never walk again. Capito?
It's in Mr. Bernadotti's best interest to...
1.
Vas-y, boum, ta gueule.
I did try to resolve this peacefully.
Ah, tu te casses les couilles. Ça fait un bail qu'on n'a pas tiré là. À la calache. La calache. Wesh.
No more crime for you until next month.
Ta gueule. Ta gueule.
Don't cry, you'll live.
Votre cadavre, les gars. Pas de vacances, c'est la violence. Ta gueule. Ta gueule. Ta gueule. Ta gueule.
The snuff's ready. Hey, you could have kept him alive.
Ouf, cette grosse tête que je viens de lui mettre.
I thought we were against murder.
Ça pique. Ta gueule. Ta gueule. Ta gueule. Ta gueule.
We can overcome the brute now. Hey, you could have kept him alive.
Oh les couilles, moi, c'est un bâtard, je te ken. Ta gueule.
No, give him the pepper snuff. Hey,
gueule.
you could have kept him alive.
Je les ai défoncés. Station citoyenne. Je te laser quest, fish. Je te laser quest, fish.
You've disappointed me so much.
Ah, ça va, ça va. Faut me casser les couilles non plus. Hein. Tu me désappointes.
Jerry, look. This seems familiar.
Let's see what's hidden there. Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case? A Dogon statue from West Africa. A century old at least. Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa.
Quelqu'un qui fait un bruit chelou là.
VH Grindley Flow Blue Tableware. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotti Company Limited.
No, sir. Don't hurt me.
It's all right. An
Like you
amazing
didn't
piece of
harm the
culture.
folks on the
I
way
imagine
here?
Many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Don't come any closer. One step and I'll shred you to pieces.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Right, so, yes. Yep, well, excuse me, sir. I think I hear... I've got to... It's better I leave.
Look.
Oh, wow. That was as if somebody put my words in your mouth. This is it. This is where all the magic happens.
Quoi?
Please don't shoot me. I have a family.
Ok, détends-toi, je tire que sur les canards.
Spare me.
So, you've cut through all the guards just to talk to me. Then come here, and we shall talk.
Tu talk?
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
Mais il a pas le point au bout, lui.
Niccolo Bernadotti, I presume? The name is Sherlock Holmes, and I'm afraid I bring bad tidings.
Is that so?
The man you sent to the refugee camp failed in his task. He impaled himself on his own blade. Clumsy and chaotic end.
For a man who just broke onto my property, you are more businessman than brute. You have my attention, Mr. Holmes. Do not waste it.
I was hired primarily to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernadotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy anyone I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise. I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation. So, this painting is why you broke into my office.
As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping. The refugees in the camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident, one I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest.
Mr. Bernadotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself.
So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotti?
You have the photograph with you. How much do you want for it?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, but I am yet to decide what I shall do with it. I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What interest do you have in his downfall?
I must admit, I'm rather impressed by how comprehensively you have pursued this matter. And so, you deserve the honest answer. My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for a favor.
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends. Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses all too often disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotte. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp? You are asking too much. I could, however, make arrangements for one person. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She will no longer be a refugee, but a princess. That I can guarantee.
Is that really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me, as much as he deserves.
So, in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotte.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
Leila a été violée et a échappé de peu à un enlèvement. Elle a tué son enfant.
I am positive our deal will benefit everyone.
The front door's now open, sir. You can leave through it. If you want, of course.
This is it. This is where all the magic happens. This is it. This is where all the magic happens.
Ah. Ah. Faut chanter l'envoyé. Alors, monsieur, c'est retourner chaque situation à son avantage. Ayant eu vent du viol perpétré par l'employé, il y voit une chance d'étendre son influence. Il m'a proposé un marché. Chance d'une vie heureuse pour déjà. Collaboration inattendue. C'est un homme d'affaires heureux. Faire chanter l'envoyé. Oui, méprisable. Et bien, l'outil cherche à tirer profit d'une horrible situation. Aucun édite de confiance. Impitoyable justice. L'envoyé est méprisable. On cherche à tirer profit d'une horrible situation. Donnez la photographie à Vogel afin de développer. Ok. Donc là, ce qu'il faut que je fasse, c'est... Ah, attends, comment t'es... Et là, tu essaies d'ouvrir ici, mais je sais pas pourquoi.
This is it. This is where all the magic happens.
Ouais, mais bouge de là, j'ai ouvert la porte.
This is it. This is where all the magic happens.
Please, come in. Mr. Benedotti is expecting you.
If I give you the photograph, how do I know you will not come after me?
Mr. Holmes, you are not a threat. The local authorities owe me favors. For all your confidence, you cannot actually harm me. Besides, I like you and your approach to business. We are not dissimilar. Pragmatists to a fault.
Indeed, I cannot ignore the just outcomes in what you have proposed. All right, take the photograph.
You are a hard man to read, Mr. Holmes. I couldn't tell if you actually had it. Fear not. This decision will bear its fruits soon enough. One more thing, Mr. Holmes. Now that I have the photo, you may as well take Mr. Mercurio's painting back to the gallery. Please, send my apologies.
Mhm. Oh putain, j'arrive direct là.
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft? I've brought news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes. I won't shoot the messenger.
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation.
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio. Perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor.
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
Ah, he's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. One presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
Yes, it's here.
Splendid! I'm most grateful, Mr. Holmes. It must have been a difficult task. Will you share your adventures with me?
I cannot, Mr. Vogel. The story is much like your undergallery. Not for everyone's eyes and ears.
So sometimes you do hide the truth. What has happened to your crusade?
I'm not on a crusade. I simply do not owe you the story.
It was not an attack, Mr. Holmes. If you've chosen to keep secrets, I'll respect it. Besides, the truth is often more boring than the mystery. No?
It is what it is, Mr. Vogel.
Well, now that we've resolved all of our outstanding matters, I have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
Previously, you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh, dear. I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained, specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're feeling.
I'm fine. And what exactly have you sent me?
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. I am curious to see what you have procured.
Ouais, en fait, t'as vu, à chaque mission qu'on finit, à chaque mission, on débloque une pièce dans la baraque. Là, on a débloqué 2 pièces. Là, on a débloqué la 3e. Ça veut dire que ça va être le break. Le break, fils. On fait une vidéo par mission. Les missions sont quand même assez balèzes, c'est fort. Ouais, 3h29 ça va durer. 3h29 là. L'émission dure quand même 3h30. Et si on en croit le nombre de portes qu'il y a dans la baraque, bon, attends, je vais arrêter là. Est-ce que ça... Hop. Quelque chose qui a été livré au pas de la porte de mon abonnement. Voilà. Il y avait des portes, il y a une porte en haut ou 2, je sais plus, encore en bas. Il y a peut-être encore 2 missions au moins. Et à chaque mission, tu débloques le souvenir. Tu vois, à chaque mission, je pense qu'il y a encore 2 missions faciles. Peut-être 3, je sais pas. En tout cas, il est bien, c'est prenant comme jeu, j'aime bien. Ce jeu, je l'aime bien, franchement, je l'aime bien, il est excellent. Ok, c'est parti, la mission s'arrête là. Et on continue plus tard, au calme. Ciao les amis.